You guys hear me okay? I'll get started for one. I think some people coming in from the lunch for one in a second too. But here, today's talk, I'm a chiropractor locally in Upland, California. Been here for 23 years, 24 years. And I do these talks once a month on Wednesday, third Wednesday of the month. Today's talk is about hydration, as you can see. Okay, why is it good to talk about hydration in August? Because in Inland Empire and Upland, it is hot. It is hot. It's been in the high 90s, low hundreds for the last, I want to say, 3 or 4 weeks on average for one. So you got to be careful when you're outside and how long you're outside for certain times of day, right? Also, you can even get dehydrated during the winter, which can happen very often too, with you not even knowing it. So how do we talk about exactly what level of dehydration you might be in the sense where certain things that you may feel that are normal, or maybe other medical problems that are not, they're more, if you want to call it hydration related or water related. So for example, the top ones here talks about dry mouth, number 1, and also muscle tightness and cramping. So people come out, so I'm a chiropractor again, with muscle cramps, with dizziness, with sometimes other things like that for one too, muscle tightness. And I ask them, what do you do? And again, based on time of year, I kind of have an idea, especially when May and June hit, when it starts to warm up, catches everybody off guard, how much they get dehydrated. So we want to talk about when the summer starts, what do we do to prepare ourselves to know our body, right? And for me, even myself, I like to run outside, like to hike sometimes also. I play golf outside too. I woke up about a month and a half ago with a bad calf cramp. I was like, what is that thing? I go, dehydrated. So I want to make sure getting myself healthy as long as helping you guys stay healthy too. So muscle cramps can be a sign, muscle tightness of dehydration. We go down to the line number 2, even certain expense when people come to my office, I'm dizzy sometimes. I ask them, when do you have headaches? When are you dizzy? I want to know, is it morning when they wake up? Is it middle of the day? Or after work or after the day is over? So my thing is, when you're talking about that, I want to figure out what's their lifestyle like. Where do they work outside? Do they work inside? What are they doing throughout the day? In the winter, we can walk all day long, right? It's maybe mid-70s, Southern California. It's mid-70s, maybe low 80s if it's hot. When it gets to May, June through September, we have to worry about, okay, when am I going to walk? When am I outside? When am I going to work outside? At that point, I don't get dehydrated where I can have dizziness, headaches, nausea. What is fatigue? Overall tiredness. You can get some of this stuff even with cracked lips and skin here, also too in your skin, your hands, and for one too. What happens sometimes if someone's dehydrated to a certain point, you can ask them questions. How do you feel? I feel pretty good. What day of the week it is, I'm not sure. What's your birthday? I don't remember right now. We start talking to someone, assessing if they're dehydrated. You can also ask them questions to know exactly what they're going through mentally. Are they all there right now? So you got to be real careful with that one too. You can also experience fatigue and nausea even later on that day or the next day. So you may be in a warm environment, but next day, man, I feel really just lethargic, tired. I feel like I just don't feel right. I don't feel like even eating right now too. That's a sign of you were dehydrated even yesterday. So when you have that, make sure you have your recovery. We'll talk about recovery too at the very bottom, how to get your body stay healthy and recover from, say, dehydration yesterday. Even as kids too. I have a lot of parents that have kids, my kids are older now, that play sports. They may have a game on a Saturday, then another game on a Sunday. But their game on Saturday was in the heat, and now they almost, if your kids are in the heat, for example, that day, how do you prepare yourself so that when you're ready for that environment, that activity for one? So you want to make sure whatever your activity is going to be. For example, I like to play golf on Thursday. So I'm going to make sure I hydrate on Wednesday, so I make sure I'm ready for golf on Thursday so I don't feel bad on Friday. So planning ahead is the key sometimes. Okay, this is really, it's something to where people don't realize. You may have headaches, say year round, say migraines, but when you're in the heat, they can be more exacerbated, they can get worse. It can be a different type of headache too. Okay, so even with this too, when going to number 3, when someone has severe dehydration, they may not know based on how busy they are, how active they are, how much they work in the yard or even go for walks, where say day 2, day 3, Now they have blurry vision. They have imbalance issues for one too. They feel sometimes weak. It can affect even your body internally, where it can cause constipation, dehydration, even less urination. I had someone to me earlier too. Sometimes they're dehydrated because they have UTIs a lot. Okay, so it can happen from UTIs cause that also. Also too, we talked about before, limited mental response and also increased blood pressure. Someone's dehydrated, they have now lower volume of blood, their pressure goes up to compensate. Your body's working harder to push your blood through your body, less circulation. So realize you can have signs of that might be more medical from dehydration also. If someone's going to the ER and they're not feeling good, what's sometimes the first thing they do? Hook them up to an IV. They want almost give them a saline solution, and we'll talk about what saline is, to make their body rehydrate faster. Sometimes someone not feeling well, there's no physical injury, there's no, for example, medical condition at that point. They start with number one at the ER is going to be hydration through an IV saline solution. So you want to make sure your body responds to what happens in the environment is your own body response, meaning that everyone's body is different. So these are all signs of dehydration, but what is your sign? What have you experienced before? I experienced cramps sometimes. What experience with dehydration? What do you guys have? What do you feel when you're dehydrated? Yeah, thirsty, right? Like, okay. Good. Sometimes that can happen too. Anything else you might feel? Muscle cramps.
Kind of new.
Ah.
Thing I'm experiencing.
And do you feel that more end of the day or more beginning of the day or more throughout the day?
When I get up,
Oh, okay.
a little stiffness and a little ache. And I take an aspirin to feel good. But then throughout the day or maybe later in the evening, I get a little, hello.
Like, oh, hey,
Hello.
I'm still there.
Yeah. It's not excruciating. It's just that it's there. It's annoying.
Yeah.
So I was wondering. This is where it started.
And part.
I had diarrhea, so I was wondering.
Oh.
If that related.
It's again. This we talked about earlier is when you have medical conditions already, and you have them go on, it can exacerbate to make it worse. So having, for example, diabetes or high blood pressure already can make that feel like a worse condition when you're dehydrated. But diabetes was what more sometimes a sugar issue too. Sugar sometimes dehydrates the body already. So you want to make sure you're balancing out with drinking more water. Even we'll talk about too how to get your water to retain the water better. But muscle cramps are more common even in the morning or at night because you're not moving as much. So now the muscle being dehydrated is tighter already. So the muscle reacts by tightening it even more as a reaction for one. So having that, okay, and if I know I had a little bit of a cramp this afternoon, and it wasn't anything I did, I'll have to make sure I drink enough water, say an hour before I go to bed, so I can go to the bathroom enough to make sure my body stays hydrated too. When you get dehydrated, do you ever eat bananas or drink coconut water?
Banana here and there.
Why is bananas good for dehydration? Potassium. Potassium is a positive 2, I'll talk about down here too, is a positive 2 cation like sodium, where it allows you to actually absorb the water in your muscle faster and maintain that water in the muscle for one. So you don't cramp up as much for one too. I drink usually, these are more vitamin C electrolyte combination. I put these in my water bottles especially after a good hike or a long run or if I go golfing to make sure I feel good the next day. Electrolytes, tablets.
You need to use. That's what I'm.
Everyone's different. These are about 1,000 milligrams. You can't have enough.
How much is sweating?
Exactly.
What if you don't sweat?
Well, then you have to be very careful then too. Because if you go to the bathroom instead of sweating, if you're sweating and you stop sweating, it means your body's already dehydrated. Trying to retain water instead of cooling your body off. Why do we sweat? Why do we sweat though? We're trying to cool off, right? Like anything, we want to cool our body off. So sweating allows it to happen. If you stop sweating, your body's okay. Now the body's going, the risk of getting the body too hot is more important than trying to sweat it off. So if someone's sweating and stops, I'm like, okay, now you have to really hydrate. That's a sign of dehydration when you stop sweating. Make sense?
I don't understand.
Good. So if I'm going for a good walk, my body's heating up. I'm in the sun. My body will use my body's internal water to cool my body off by sweating. But if I stop sweating, my body's thinking, okay, now I've already lost some water. Now I'm going to stop sweating because I have to retain the water for my organs, by more importance of my body to actually stay healthy. So my organs can function better. But so a sign of, someone asked me in the gym, how much should I sweat a day? I'm like, first of all, it's 5 in the morning. I don't really talk to people at 5 in the morning when I'm at the gym, first of all. But second, I'm like, I told them, you're going to sweat as much as your body's going to tell you to keep that balance of your body heat not getting too high. In the sense where if my body's getting too hot, I'm going to sweat. But once I stop sweating and I'm still in that same activity, at that point my body's going, okay, now the organ risk of injury, my brain, my heart, my muscles, are more important than trying to cool itself off.
So it sounds like during exercise you need a lot of water.
You need a lot of water beforehand and during, even for recovery too. I'll drink one of these before I work out. I'll probably drink at least half it when I'm working out, and another at least 1.5 of these after workout. Because part of when you work out too, you're producing some toxin like lactic acid in your body. You want to get it as soon as possible. People cramp up in the muscles, not because the muscles are sometimes, or they are overworking, but because they have lactic acid in the muscle. You want to push it out through the water. How many times you go to the bathroom a day? What's the average person's bathroom use, you say, per day? How many times a day you think? What's a good amount to aim for? Mine's like 8 to 10. 8 to 10 times a day to urinate. Because what does urination do? It pushes out the toxin in your body naturally. So if I'm going to the bathroom enough, I want to make sure I drink enough water to push out the toxin in my body. Even through sweating too. If I go work, I usually do a longer hike with a 40-pound vest because I'm weird. At that point, every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday for about an hour and a half. Maybe an hour or so based on how hot it is. So I'm going to drink one of these that morning and at least two of these by the afternoon. But so I want to make sure by tomorrow, after my long hikes or runs, I feel good. I try to do things, my personal thing. I do things today so tomorrow feels good. That makes sense? I work out today, I stretch today, so tomorrow feels good. I hydrate today, especially when I go for a long run or a hike or go play golf, so tomorrow feels good. If I don't hydrate today, for example, it was about a month and a half ago, I played golf in the heat, middle of the day. It was great. It was good. Like I looked online on my phone and go, oh, this is a great deal in golf because it was called a hot deal. It was like at 12:30 in the afternoon because there's nobody else out there. They just want someone on the course. They suckered me in to go play for half the price. I even dropped part of my turkey wrap. I used to bring like some food with me. Dropped the floor and the squirrels look like, I'm not going out right now. It's too hot out there. Usually come and get the food right away. Squirrels like the trees. I'm like, nah, I'll stay over here. I'll stay over here for a while until it cools off. And so you got to watch. It's like, okay, what are the hot times during the daytime? Right now, I was talking to someone today too about. He said he plays about 10 o'clock or so. Between like maybe 11 to about 3 is like the window you do not want to be out doing exercise. That's like you want to avoid that if possible. So 11 to 3 is right now. This is August 2024. You want to avoid being outside to 11 to 3 because even though you can hydrate all you want, but it's so hot out there. If you're in direct sunlight, your body can't cool off enough. When I played golf that day and it was middle of the day, 18 holes, right? By 16th hole, I'm like, my body's on fire. Didn't matter how much I drank. Even when I sat in the shade, I'm like, I guess got to get out of here. Next day, how did I feel next day? Drained. I was like, just want to get through the day. You know? So you have to kind of be careful how often you're outside, what time of day you're out, to make sure you don't go these signs here, 1 through 3, but also down here is understanding when you have medical conditions already, like diabetes, you have constant muscle cramps right for 1 2, even high blood pressure already, you have to make sure those things don't become your concern. Even if anyone ever have a colonoscopy before? I have. Colonoscopy makes you really dehydrated. Any surgery, sometimes they want you to go fasting for 1 2, want you to fast, to dehydrate your body. So you want to make sure if I have those procedures happen, cause dehydration number one, medication, surgeries, procedures, at that point I make sure, okay, I'm gonna take the rest of the day off a little bit. I'm gonna back it off. You know? So one time I gave blood that day. I had like a procedure done, and then I went to go work out. I'm like, I'm gonna pass out over here. I'm done. I'm gonna go home. You know? So you have to listen to your body. For one. You know, listen to what am I doing next 24 hours that can either make my body dehydrated or less dehydrated, and make sure I drink enough of these along with electrolytes so my body stays healthy and hydrated all the time. Why is hydration important for your organs? Your heart, your liver, your kidneys, your digestive system, your brain. Why is that important?
Get everything working.
What makes your circulation work? Part of it is water. Water makes your circulation actually happen, makes your minerals and vitamins and your oxygen go through the blood using water to keep that blood pressure, that blood flow going. If our organs lack blood flow, they function less. Okay? I want my brain to work every day. I want my heart to work every day. I want my organs to work every day. So I'm going to hydrate enough to help that happen by making sure I urinate and go to the bathroom enough too. Talked about too, change in environment, right? Cold to hot. But also, if it gets colder, can you still get muscle cramps? Can you still feel dehydrated when it's colder? Yeah, if you work out enough, you can. If you walk enough, you can. If you have normal routines. So how do you hydrate in the winter? What's a good way to hydrate in the winter? Not to get cramps. Who likes soup? Who likes soup? Yeah, soup. Kool-Aid you can. Kool-Aid and even Gatorade too. Kool-Aid has sugar. Well, this is a little further down. You read it ahead of time. But Kool-Aid, anything that has sugar in there is a dehydrator.
Sugar dehydration?
Yeah.
Oh no.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know.
You learned something today.
Oh my God.
There's the one thing. Like caffeine, sugar dehydrates your body.
I know about caffeine.
So you have to make sure that I love Gatorade, right? But I buy the zero sugar Gatorade versus the old one that had like 120 milligrams of sugar in there. So you have to watch what you drink and what you eat that can hydrate or make your body better or worse. So soup is a phenomenal thing to eat. I want to say, do you eat soup or do you drink soup? What would you say? Do you eat or drink soup? I like to drink it. Don't sip because my wife gets mad at me when I sip like that. I even make soup in the summer. My own personal thing, I make like chicken breasts with bok choy and also chicken broth and lemon. And put whatever vegetables you want in there too. He goes, but it's 100 degrees. I'm like, yeah, but I like soup, so I'm going to have some soup. I eat it cold. Huh. You know, to me it doesn't matter at this page. At 50, I'm like, I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. Okay, and also going to who does water aerobics or swimming? Yeah. I know a lot of people, my patients, they go to the YMCA over here, and they do aqua aerobics probably at least once a week, twice a week. Does chlorine in the water, does it make your body hydrate or dehydrate? Dehydration. So chlorine, even though you're in the water doing swimming or water aerobics, or hopefully not drowning because you only do it once, but at that point, that'll make you dehydrated too. So swimming makes you dehydrated. Or in the water too long.
When I get cramps, it's when I'm swimming. That's the only
Oh, so make sure you're either eating a banana, eating fruit that has water in there during it, or hydrate afterwards with electrolytes if you want to cheat. How about coconut water? Is coconut water, who likes coconut water?
Well, I was wondering about that. For some people, maybe they shouldn't.
Coconut water is also potassium, and that's electrolyte that helps you hydrate your body faster. Coconut water.
Coconut water is good?
Coconut water. How about coconut juice? Is coconut juice good? No. What is juice? Anything that says juice versus water is a small portion of that orange juice or coconut water, whatever it might be. So even that stuff. So I'd rather, if I'm going to buy a water versus juice, I'm going to buy the water because water is the whole thing. The juice is a very small portion of it.
Water then.
Hmm?
Better you buy,
Yeah.
I use juice, a little bit of it, and all the rest water. That way I'm getting dehydrated and I can drink it because it's got a little juice.
Perfect, right? You're not going to fill yourself up with all this water that has no benefit to it.
Yeah.
So look at stuff when you're going down the aisle, whatever it is, or shopping. Go, should I get the juice or the water? I'm like, I'm gonna get the water. It's the real thing. Yes.
Can you tell when you're dehydrated?
What happens when you're dehydrated? Your fingers start to wrinkle too much.
Yeah, it doesn't bump back up again.
Yes. Also, your lips feel really dry,
Oh, dryness.
or your throat feels dry too. I go to my spa, right? Go to relax, take a nap, whatever it is, hopefully not drown. And I get out, my fingers are wrinkly,
Yeah, wrinkly.
dehydrated. Yeah.
Oh, I'm writing it for somebody else.
Of course, somebody else. It's always for somebody else over there. Not for yourself, never. And also changing diet too. If you're going to more of a protein diet, say for example more of a dry food diet, you have to make sure you supplement that with water. Everyone know who does like a keto or a meat diet? It's more protein based, not a lot of vegetables, not a lot of fruits. So because of that, now your body is not getting the normal water it would from the fruits or vegetables. That's when you have to hydrate more too. When you have a high protein diet, for example, whoever has that, what happens is now your kidneys have to work harder because they have less water in there. So you have to make sure that if you're going to eat more protein in your diet, you have more water to help digest that food better and break it down so your kidneys and liver don't have to work too hard.
I don't have enough protein.
It's not about you, it's about everybody. You need more protein. And even like beans are a good source of protein.
How much beans? Half a cup, I think?
It depends. And you can't have too much protein, but the problem is when you eat too much food, period, it breaks down into fat. It's stored as fat. Glycolysis cycle, thing I remember from chemistry class. So realize it's almost like, how do I feel full but not overeat, but making sure my body is good for the next meal, for whatever I want to do. So I work out in the morning, I'm not going to eat before I work out. I'll eat afterwards, make sure I have enough protein to recover from my workout. So I go back to my chiropractic office and go crack some more backs and necks. Not feel exhausted. Like, not pit anybody. So,
Carbohydrates for exercise?
what's that?
Don't you need carbohydrates for exercise?
You do, or if you have already fat or carbohydrates in your system already, you're going to use what's already stored. Your body knows how to self-regulate to pull it from your muscle, from your adipose tissue, to make it want to burn for you that day. And again, if for example, I'll have 3 hard-boiled eggs in the morning, but just the whites of the eggs, I give the yolks to my dog, and I'll have a protein shake. That'll be probably more than you need. So at that point, I'll be stored enough for my lunchtime till lunch.
I want to learn how to do a protein shake.
What do you mean?
I don't know how to do a protein shake.
Where do you get your protein from? Like a powdered protein from?
No.
It would be like any store has them for one too. And sometimes they have them like even at Walmart. My wife gets it from there. They have pre-made not cardboard. Like cardboard, it's a paper. What do you call it? Cardboard? Well, what's carton? It's a carton, a small carton, a pre-mixed protein shake at Walmart.
Oh, it's already ready.
Already, yeah.
Oh,
Shake it up, boom, open it up and drink it.
just a small little.
It's a small one, yeah. It's a half. I think it's a full cup. It's a small little box.
It's like a 6-pack.
6-pack, yeah.
So it already has the protein
And the water combination. That's it. Yeah.
Already in there.
Yeah.
So you
Just drink it. Mix it up and drink it.
so it's called a protein.
It's a protein shake. Yeah. Pre-made protein shake in a carton. Yeah.
Is that glycerin?
What's that?
Is that glycerin?
There is the glycerin also. That's more calcium. That's calcium too. But again, if you have those pre-made drinks, there's a combination of water and the supplement in there. So it'd be the water protein shake.
Protein on the bottle.
It's great though. That has a combination then. Has enough. See, if protein shakes have like anywhere from like sometimes 20 grams of protein in there, sometimes even up to 50.
You have to have 45 protein a day, huh? I asked the nutritionist.
45 grams of protein a day.
That's a lot.
It is, but it's when you get it through your different foods, like sometimes you can have a hamburger, right? But it's high cholesterol, but you can get them through beans, through broccoli. Those are other things that are good sources of protein that people don't think of. So beans and broccoli are a great source of protein, besides just meats.
I never hardly ever have hamburger, but
Yeah.
sometimes you crave it. Sometimes you haven't been eating in a long time, like a hamburger.
Yeah,
I get craving it. And
have it. Have
I
it.
do fast food just because I'm craving it. My body seems to know, like potatoes.
Yeah.
I crave potatoes for some time.
Have it. Have it, just don't have it all the time.
Yeah, just once in a while.
I love French fries.
Must be something.
I love chili cheese French fries with pastrami. I can't have that every day. I wouldn't look like this. It wouldn't happen. Maybe once every couple weeks, maybe just a little bit. My wife and I go to dinner, we share a meal. You know, we went to even Corky's and we got the senior menu. Like, do we qualify? Yeah, sure. No, why not? You know? But can you eat enough, but not overeat where then you're stuffed? You know? But again, protein, anything like that will actually help you absorb more water too, because a lot of it is salt-based. And what does salt do? It helps you absorb more water. Salt is sodium, which is Na+, a positive electron, helps you absorb water also too. You don't want too much sodium. This you already had high blood pressure or diabetes, but you can have low sodium causing low blood pressure also. You can be too healthy sometimes. You know, so enough salt in your body. Salt's not bad, it's just having too much salt. Because salt is a good preservative, right? So what do fast food places do? They use that as a lot salt for flavor along with bad fats to make your food taste good. You know, it's something like that. If I'm going to buy something new, I'll turn around and go, what's the ingredients say? You said 400 grams of sugar? No thanks. Bye-bye. See you later. You know? You gotta be conscious of what you're eating and what you're drinking to make sure it's good for your body. Long term. You know, and have certain foods that you have in your cabinet or freezer or fridge all the time that you can go to when you need a meal, so you're not going out to McDonald's every other day. I don't know how they serve like billions of people every day. It's impossible.
Don't go to Sonic.
It's almost worse. I saw a video like on the top 5 restaurants or fast foods not to go to because they get an F rating. They're like all the major ones. Again, it tastes good, but is it good for you? And when you're 20 years old, whatever. It's your point like, okay, I want to live past 50 to maybe 60, 70, 80 healthy. Okay, now to take care of my body now so I can get there. It takes work. It takes here and understanding what's good for me to make sure I eat the good foods. Along sometimes some foods are, okay, not as good, but I focus on the good foods first. You know, I eat good foods first, and then I leave the French fries for afterwards. If I'm still hungry, I'll have a few of those. When you like go right to the bad food, you're like, okay, now I'm stuffed with that. Salad, I'll throw the salad away. No. You know, have good foods in your. My thing is, have good foods in your house all the time, so you know what you can go to. How long do canned beans last for? You think? Forever. Long enough. Long enough.
When you're out and about and you're hungry, it's hard to find healthy food, especially at fast foods, you know?
So that's the problem. When you start going shopping or eating when you're hungry, you're going to get anything you want. You're going to get anything you want. So you got to almost go like, okay, I'm going to be gone for 2 hours. Let me eat beforehand. So when I go somewhere, I'm going to go because I want to go get a small food, not something huge.
You're going to bring healthy food with me.
How about protein bars?
Yeah.
Protein bars. Keeping my bag at one. I'm correct, it's too hot in the car. Keeping my bag at work. What's that? There are some that have less sugar, so choose some of those, but they are kind of dry. So make sure you have your water with you. You know, if it's dry, it's like, okay, that's a good one. So again, read the labels.
I like the one that's fruits and nuts.
Yeah.
Dried fruit and nuts.
Go for it. Go for it. Grab a seat anywhere you want to go. We gave some pamphlets too. That thing is, can we have foods, like you said, on us, convenient foods that we're not going to be running to McDonald's because we're just hungry.
McDonald's, I used to have, they had yogurt
Oh, yeah.
I remember when I was working, I went to McDonald's with
Yeah.
the close by,
Mhm.
and they had yogurt with granola in it.
Yeah.
Like your play.
Go play, yeah. And how much sugar was in that?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, don't even look. Don't look. You'll be surprised. You're like, oh, yes. I used to like their ice cream chocolate ones, or their ice cream they had Sundays. Like chocolate on top, and then you had that little thing you pull the top off, and that was so good. Now I have one of those, I'd be dead for the day. I'm like, done. Too much sugar for me. And problems when you eat healthy too. When you eat unhealthy, you're like, I just don't feel good. You know, like yeah, like I'll have like a bigger meal with more carbs, like right before I want to take my power nap at the middle of the day. I'm like, okay, power nap time, ready to go. It's life. Get.
Wendy's had a baked potato and chili beans when I was working. That's what I would have for lunch. Baked potato with chili beans.
And it's not bad. It's not horrible for you if you don't eat it every day.
For lunch, yeah,
You know.
healthier than eating a hamburger.
If those two choices, yeah, I'd probably choose that. So, but if you get the hamburger without the bun,
Oh, that's a good idea.
without all the stuff on there, just get it plain.
Good idea.
You know, that's not bad for you. I'll go in and out. I'll get a double. If I'm hungry, I get a 4x4, but I'll do a protein style, so just lettuce instead of doing the buns.
So what do you tell them if you want no bread on it? What do you say?
At In and Out, I call it a protein style.
What do you say?
Protein style,
Protein style.
meaning it's basically a lettuce wrap.
Okay.
It's a lettuce wrap, yeah.
Yeah.
If they ask you what do you mean protein? I'm like, it's a lettuce wrap. A lettuce wrap of meat instead of the bun. That's it.
Even at McDonald's, you can just buy the fish. I get the fish patty.
Yeah.
It's only $1.20.
Perfect.
When it's $4 for a burger. I mean, if you want the burger, at the sandwich, and then you get your own bread if you want to.
What do you say at McDonald's then to get just the
So I
fillet?
want the fish patty.
Just fish patty, no bread.
No, I have no bread. Just the fish
Good.
patty.
Yeah.
They already know me. And then also I get the chicken patties.
Perfect.
The McChickens. I just
Nice.
want the McChicken patty. And it's only $1. That's $1.
Perfect.
John bread.
Well, the thing is, why is bread not as good as we think it is for us? Processed bread. Why is bread not good? Sugar,
And then
processed food. It's a processed. It's a lot of chemicals in there.
Flour.
Well, and a lot of it is too. When you mix carbs with protein, your body doesn't digest as well. So that's why you feel like, ugh.
Yeah, you feel sleepy.
Like,
That's
So protein allows your body to go right to your system and allows it to use it right away. When you have to break down carbs and protein together, that mix doesn't work really well. It's like oil and water. It just doesn't work very well.
And then another thing, I go like to Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
And get the fried egg. But you tell them you want the how do you say? I think fried egg or
Easy.
no, just fried egg.
Fried egg.
The round egg or fried egg. If you get the round egg at McDonald's, it's like $2 or something.
Ooh, okay.
So I go to Jack in the Box, get the fried egg, and because they make them with the powder.
Okay.
So that's why I said, real egg.
You want it more natural.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
So that way I get the protein.
Yes.
Like the chicken patties, my son eat them like the chicken nuggets.
Perfect.
So 2 of them is like 8 chicken nuggets.
Perfect.
$2.
And you save the bread.
A lot of bread on the outside of them.
I have a buddy of mine, he was going through some cancer stuff and everything. And he says, all I did was really cut down the simple carbs meaning the breads, and he lost like 10 pounds. Becomes such part of your diet sometimes, it becomes part of your staple hamburger or your meal. Instead of saying, yeah, I'm gonna get the combo meal, let's say at a restaurant you go, instead of saying like, I want the fries, give me the salad. Give me the broccoli, give me the vegetables. So having that little mix, it goes like, that allows your body to digest the food faster so it doesn't turn into fat in your body. If food takes too long to digest in your body goes, okay, let's just store that for later. So by doing straight protein allows your body not to go through that whole cycle. That's why people lose weight when they go on a more of a protein diet for one. You got to drink more water too to compensate. Because at that point it can long-term affect your kidneys and your liver if you don't drink enough water to digest that food faster. That's a different change. That's all it is. No?
I met a man at Wendy's that went for that dollar,
Date. Yeah.
so good and I was so hot. That's why I went there. Anyhow, I met a man, he just coming from the gym.
Okay.
And he thought he was eating healthy by eating that chicken. The chicken had all this crisp, yucky stuff all over the
Yeah.
outside of it. And he thought he was eating healthy.
Not bad, a better choice, but the problem is all the sauce, everything you get in there, if you look at the sauces, all the sugar, all the salt, it's just like the sauce is almost as much as just eating like something healthy. Versus just putting a little bit of salt and pepper on there, maybe a little sauce, that's it. And even you can take sometimes vegetables, like I like tomatoes. Tomatoes are a great vegetable, they have some flavor in them. That's my flavor for my meat. You know, at home, I air fried some burgers last night for lunch today when I get out of here. I'm gonna make that with a couple tomatoes, both sides, and some lettuce. That's it. I'm simple.
Simple's better.
It's simple is better and healthy.
And it just tastes a different flavor, because like,
Mhm.
if you've been here, if you live long enough, you're gonna taste everything I don't know
Twice.
how many times, and it's like it's boring.
It's almost becomes, but when you eat simple, it seems for me at least, your taste buds become more acute to certain foods that actually taste good without all the sauces.
Yeah, it's like a different,
Yeah.
like, refreshing.
Whoever drinks Diet Coke in here? Ever drink Diet Coke or Diet sodas?
That's too sweet.
I used to, and I went off because I read how bad Diet Coke is for you. Don't tell my wife because she loves Diet Coke. But I just went off for a month. Like, I'm thinking Diet Coke. I had a little bit of taste. I'm like, it didn't taste right. It tastes very artificial.
Yeah.
When you used to have flavor, like, for example, people like to drink iced tea, right? They put all the sugar in there and sweeten everything else too. It's like, now you make it taste like bad versus just natural. Are there things that you can have natural taste that tastes good because that's how it's supposed to be?
The aroma
Yes.
makes the flavor. Because like the tea, I think I had some pomegranate tea.
Yeah, okay.
And just the aroma made the flavor.
Perfect. I drink coffee in the morning. Nothing in there, just coffee. Sorry. I go to Starbucks, whatever it is, Friday, middle of the day thing. Go, what do I have in there? I'm like, nothing. Just leave it alone.
Dr. Tony, when I stopped using salt,
Hmm?
I didn't notice before. Each vegetable has a and now I know the flavors of each
So salt. So you thought every vegetable tastes like salt.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Once you start using salt.
And we think it's
I
flavor.
really appreciate
Yeah.
now flavors in each vegetable now. So I don't put anything on them and they taste very good.
You don't need to.
And it's just the aroma.
I enjoy them.
Simple, simple, simple. Why do people love ketchup so much? Ketchup as a condiment. Sugar and vinegar. And salt too, salt also. High salt, high sugar, no tomatoes and ketchup, sorry. Sorry. Sorry, there's no ketchup in actually tomatoes and ketchup. Sorry to burst your bubble over there. Burst your bubble. But that's the thing is, can we get the natural flavors from our foods versus having to douse with everything we want just to get that flavor?
And I don't like ketchup that much. I don't even.
Once in a
that
blue moon.
extra stuff.
Once in a blue moon.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
do it too, because I love ketchup. I thought on fries. Now it's on
I-
fries, you just eat them. Fries.
Eat them with maybe a little salt. That's it. And pepper on mine too.
What food value are in fries?
It's basically a complex carb. But the problem is it's fried in bad oil sometimes. So the oil is worse than actually just eating nothing at all.
But now they have the air fryer.
Yeah.
That makes everything.
I love the air fryer.
Oh, I love it.
I love the air fryer and the what's it called? Also the Instapot too.
Yeah,
I don't know how we survived without those things before.
I know.
How that worked for.
It makes the food go to another level.
Yes.
That's what I'm like.
Again, and also, can you squeeze lemon on your food to make your food taste better? Who uses lemon as a condiment per se?
Sometimes.
Yeah, lemon or oranges or other fruits you want to put on there too. When you put other, say, just squeeze it on there, it tastes good.
But what I do sometimes is just cut them up and put them to the side. And
Yes,
it makes the whole meal taste like,
perfect. You can squeeze on anything.
Grapes will make the meal taste
I love lemon on fish.
good.
Sorry,
I love it.
lemon on fish.
Yeah,
Easy.
I love fish.
You know, easy.
Fresh fish. But
Yes.
try to get fish that's not been frozen.
Nah,
Um,
sorry.
um,
Go fishing then if you want fresh fish. You know?
And they freeze it more than once sometimes.
Sometimes.
That's why
It's tough to get, but I
My
mean,
dad was a fisherman, so I got fresh
oh,
fish every day.
you're spoiled,
I am.
spoiled over there.
Love it.
That's the thing is, but again, can we stay hydrated by what we're doing? Eat good foods. At that point, it becomes part of our normal weekly routine. Having food for us every time and knowing where to go to get the healthier food versus the bad choice. You know, it's like, I think McDonald's offers like a $6 meal, whatever it was. But can you break it down to what you want out of it versus what they want to sell you? You know, and I'll have ice cream once in a while. I'm not a atheist, whatever you want to call it that. Not stoic, but can you have it when you're as a treat versus every day?
What?
Like an ice cream,
Oh, yeah.
something like that.
Hungry for it once in a while.
Yeah, once in a while, right?
So
Or
how many of these do we need to drink a day?
right now in the heat, if I'm in quantitate, for example, some activities, say they work out half an hour or so per day and they're in an active lifestyle, 6 to 8.
8?
6 to 8, yep.
6 or 16 ounces.
But again, you got to put in the variables too of, do they drink coffee? Do they have a lot of sugar in their diet? That dehydrates the body too. Sugar dehydrates the body, right?
Sugar dehydrates?
Yeah.
Well, I should tell my friend that.
Yeah.
He's drinks-
Again, I think you told your friend before, but tell your friend again.
So when you drink, that's why it's, you should drink a whole bottle of that size.
8 of those, 8 between 6 to 8 a day.
I think you're right, because that's the doctor told me.
I drink about 3 of these, 4 of these a day, minimum.
I use a kitchen timer
of these a day.
What's that?
I use a kitchen timer to tell me to,
Perfect. So you're drinking often enough for one too.
otherwise I'll just get busy and forget, oh,
People won't think about it.
3 hours later.
People won't think about it.
So if I use a kitchen timer, when I hear it ding, oh.
Well, it keeps your blood pressure level, it keeps your body level, keeps even your energy level too, right? If I'm dehydrated, your body you won't think as well. Your body will kind of like shut down, but you'll be tired because you're dehydrated, or even you're hungry too. You know, so make sure you're eating often, drinking enough water so your body can stay hydrated and have nutrition in the body to make it function better. It needs minerals, vitamins, oxygen, and water to function. Without that, our body goes bleh. So,
We're talking about salt.
yes.
Sometimes I get a crave to go eat a cracker,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
you know, for the salt.
Cracker in the water. Yeah.
So is the salt doing me any good?
It's going to help hydrate your body better. So it allows your body to retain the water better. So sometimes we drink a lot of water, but there's no electrolytes in our food or supplementation. At that point, it doesn't stay in our body. So you want to make sure our muscles stay hydrated, our organs stay hydrated too. By having electrolytes through a banana, coconut water, a little bit of salt here and there too is not going to hurt you. Salt's not bad. It's when things are over salted all the time, then you're just bloated the whole time too.
I just want one.
Yes, I want 5. I want a handful. It's crackers. But something, can we have enough and tell ourselves that's enough? Don't overdo it, because I'm gonna be more bloated later. I'm not gonna feel good later.
Sometimes you pay attention to your body, your body knows what it needs.
Yes.
If you're craving that salt, it's like, you said, like, you need it, you know.
You need to be drinking one of these every hour then.
If you're up for 8 hours, yeah. Even like drinking, I tell people drink enough so by the time you're done with your 8 bottles, you have an hour till you're gonna go to bed.
But when you have one sitting by your bedside, the doctor
Mhm.
said, have it already full by your bedside.
Convenience.
But when you get up in the morning, start drinking on your way to the bathroom and make sure it's gone before you have your first cup of coffee.
Water's good for you.
And the problem is, and not the problem is, but the reason is, yes. And when you're sleeping, your body's still working to digest your food. Your brain's working to charge itself down to. Your brain is actually using a lot of water to push out the used up waste, per se, back in your circulation. So that's why in the morning you feel like sometimes a little bit of a headache too, because you're dehydrated. I'll drink about maybe half of this in the morning before I even drink, like I said, before my coffee. That's my, when you're in a routine, becomes part of your routine, then you know your body when it feels good, when it doesn't feel good. You know, you're gonna know when I'm dehydrated or not, but it takes time to be aware of what your body is feeling based on your lifestyle, your change of activity, also the weather also. And with Upland, being in Upland too, are we in a dry environment or more of a humid, wet environment? Very, very dry. So even our skin, we're losing water through our skin every day. So I would always go on the high end of 8 bottles of water, 8-ounce bottles versus the low end of 6 bottles of water. And my wife and I go on vacation every November for our anniversary. We come back from a humid environment. We go out the plane. I'm like, man, it is so dry out here. Even though it's November, it's cold. It's still so dry. You can tell a difference when you change environments. And in the winter too, sometimes we use our heater a lot too. Does the heater in the winter make our body more dehydrated or hydrated? It dries out the air. So if you want to make sure you're not dehydrated in the winter too, you want to make sure you're using a humidifier, especially at night. That's what I do. Until I leave it on, my wife doesn't like the sound, so I turn it off until she falls asleep. Turn it back on. It's mad at me in the morning. That's just fine, whatever.
And that makes you feel hydrated?
For me, because the air, and because if you breathe, when you're breathing at night too, you're breathing in more moist air versus dry air. People get a lot of runny noses or dry nose or dry throat when they wake up in the morning in the winter. That can cause, as you know, a dry throat, then a throat infection or a sinus infection. So it allows you to avoid that stuff. Yeah. It's life. It's adapting to what the environment tells you to adapt to, as much as you can. You know? And if you are dehydrated, how should you recover? And again, we talked about before, if someone feels like fatigue, nausea, they lose mental competence too, for once they don't feel right, you want to spend a day, maybe a day and a half, 2 days, making sure you get to a better state, but give yourself time. If you're dehydrated and have those more severe symptoms of dizziness, blurriness, imbalance, weakness, at that point, you want to give yourself a day to really recover. Of drinking the water all day long, of not moving as much. Why do cold compresses work to help your body rehydrate? Because it allows the water not to leave your body. So cold compress is good too. You want to keep your body as cool as possible if you want to rehydrate your body. You know? Just watch it and see. This is the time to really worry about you, your friend, your other friend too, to make sure they're hydrating enough so they feel good today and tomorrow. It's all of us. Eating more fruits and vegetables right now too, that are hydrated with water. Not just drinking water, but also can get through your fruits and vegetables.
They say watermelon.
Watermelon's huge.
Really good.
Huge watermelon. It's basically all water. Any melons have that too. Strawberries are good also.
And the green part of watermelon, apparently, the white and green part has a lot of more vitamins.
I heard that too.
Yeah, and that's, to some people, that sounds really gross. I don't like that, but
It doesn't taste good. They'll tasting it. It's almost.
I used to think it was important to take off all that.
It's almost if I'm going to cut a watermelon, I'm going to cut it up, but I'm going to cut it toward the skin port, so I leave that white portion on there, and just cut it all the way through. So I'm getting some of the colored and also the white portion also.
It's something I never knew.
People don't know.
86 years.
Now you know. Now we all know.
No, I didn't realize.
Yes.
It's better than water.
But again, if you want to cheat with your hydration, get some electrolytes. They sell them in the stores too. At that point, they come in these little tablets, and just put them in your water bottle.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, simple ones. So you know you're hydrated. Depends on, especially if you're out traveling or moving around, you know that you have enough in your tank to do well the next day too. All right.
Is there any restrictions to how many you can take
No.
a day?
No, because your body will self-regulate. If you take too many of these a day, probably maybe 2 a day the most, what I recommend, at that point you're just going to urinate it out. Because outside your body.
So each time you fill up your tank, put it.
That's it. This is probably about 16 ounces. Put one of these in there. I'll go for for example, tomorrow morning I'll work out first, come home, walk the dog, then go for my hike, and I'll have one of these waiting for me when I come back from my hike. So I won't drink. During my hike, I'll drink too much. There's more afterwards.
So if you're drinking 8 of those a day, you can use 8 tablets.
Exactly. I would use probably 2 of these tablets. And if you wanted to, is use like a bigger bottle, like this one would be, and just put one of these in here twice a day. Yeah, because if you use too many of them, it's not going to really be effective. Because you can't absorb as much, you only can absorb as much water as your body allows.
It's no worse than eating a hamburger, safer.
Maybe 2 hamburgers.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but that's the thing is you want to be diligent. So at least once a day for me, and would be good just to make sure middle of the day I'm hydrated throughout the rest of the day, especially with activity. You know, activity, hydrate more. You know, when we're out and about, okay, hydrate more.
That's a better way than getting the drinks that, like Gatorade or whatever that.
I like to get more concentrated. So I put in my own water versus using their water or buying their bottle for, say, $3 versus my water is free from the fridge or the sink. And buying one of these, I think I buy 4 of these for $15. Maybe less than that too. I buy them on Amazon. I'm an Amazon person. But that one allows you to stay hydrated, and then watch what you eat too. You know, watch what you eat, what you drink, and what foods are in your body, especially now summer. Do more of the melons, do more of that stuff. In the winter, do more of the soups. Chicken broth, cheapest thing out there. Has enough salt in there, which is good for you in the winter to make your body stay hydrated with whatever foods you want to cook it with. Just work. But having your list and your foods either in your head or on paper, they're going to eat during the summer and the winter allows you to maintain that routine of staying hydrated all the time, based on your activity level too. Yeah, or swimming also. We talked about swimming. So that can dehydrate your body also.
Well, in certain cultures, we tend to not get enough iron. If we don't have comatosis, which is too much iron.
Sure.
The iron is something that many of us get low in, especially I'm finding Japanese and
Yes.
Asian people, you don't get enough iron. And I'm going to be cooking for you.
Especially if your diet or lifestyle of eating doesn't have a lot of meats in it.
Right.
So you want to make sure you have enough iron or take an iron supplementation if that's going to be your eating lifestyle.
You have to know.
Yeah.
Fruit juice has enough iron for the day of 2 tablespoons.
Fruit juice does?
Looked it up in the nutrition book.
What kind
Prune
of
juice.
Prune juice.
Prune juice, 2
Ooh.
tablespoons has enough iron for the day.
Really?
Yeah.
I looked it up. That's the only thing I did.
Yeah.
Eat spinach, you have to eat 8 bunches of spinach.
Yeah.
I don't
It's a lot of
think it's
spinach.
gonna
Just prune juice doesn't taste great. That's not a thing.
work. I like it.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, anyhow, I wanted to ask you
Yes.
something about hydration. My sister's got a urine infection right now, and she's on antibiotics and all that, but it doesn't seem to be going away. And she doesn't want to drink a lot of water because then you have to go to the bathroom. Oh, that's mine. Yeah.
So cranberry juice.
Okay.
Why is cranberry juice good for you for UTIs? Why is cranberry juice good?
Hard to find the real one though.
It's
Trader Joe's has it.
yeah, it's organic.
Trader
'Cause
Joe's, they also have cherry juice.
It has higher higher pH to help kill the bacteria. So even drinking a higher pH water, more acidic water would be better for her.
What kind of water?
Higher pH water.
High pH.
High pH water.
I don't know if they have that.
Yeah, but
High.
pH is I don't know, but it's your body's acidic or is it basic? So higher acidic diet or high acidic foods also would allow your body to basically fight off infection.
What was the other one?
Higher pH, which is basically considered acidic. See, if our body is neutral at 7 for pH, higher acidic would be more like an 8 or 9 or 10, would kill infections, keep our body healthy. If you get more basic environments, more like inflammatory foods for 1, 2, keeps our body more basic, we're more prone for infection. So higher acidic foods or fruits are very acidic too. That allows your body to stay a healthier state. Like acidic fruits, like lemons, oranges.
Oh, acid fruits.
Acidic foods, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
Those are good to do.
She could probably do that.
Yeah. Those will help her kind of get through that system. Grapes, cranberries.
And nectarines.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
Those, they help you too, because they claim
They flush you out and also high fiber.
yeah.
And also they're hydrated too. A lot of water in those type of peaches and also pears.
Because they make your mouth water.
Peaches and also pears. Anything that's like watery fruit and high color in general will be more acidic. Yeah, like that. And like I said, like Sprouts or those places have organic cranberry juice for her to drink to help flush it out too. Yeah. Any questions? Yeah.
And now I see that they say that artichoke is real good for
It's thick and green.
much, you have to take so much to reach that level, but
It's just, but it's,
good for you.
well, can you make it part of your say weekly diet, part of your routine, so you have it part of your diet? Yeah. People say like eating like 8 bunches. I'm like, I'm not gonna eat like 8 bunches of spinach in one day, but can I have it a couple times a week? Can I rotate my green vegetables, my fruits every week, so I have enough in my diet, so at the end of the week I'm actually had that full circle of fruits and vegetables.
And then I find out in order to eat what you need is to juice it.
It is, but
I mean, not juice it, but I just blend it all.
is it convenient for you? Not me. I take vitamins every day. A multivitamin, multi-mineral. I take a CoQ10. I take a magnesium. I take turmeric. I take an omega-3. And what else do I take? Zinc. And a blood pressure medication. It's more for circulation. Nitric oxide, basically. NO. It's part of my routine. So even though I may eat good foods, I know I have minerals and vitamins in my body every day. That keeps me healthy tomorrow, the next day, the next day, next day. And doing enough exercise to make sure those minerals and vitamins get in my bloodstream and my organs and my muscles and my bone to stay healthy too.
Yeah, vitamin C is good too.
Huge.
Very good.
But it's like trying your foods every day through normal foods. The foods we have, be honest with you, as you guys already know, unless you're buying organic from someone who grows organic, the fruits and vegetables have very small percentage of the vitamins and minerals that we need. So can we supplement with something simple to keep our body healthy? Again, by doing it every day, something every day, doesn't become like work. You know, I take my vitamins every day, so it's just part of my normal routine. If I don't take it, then my body goes, you missed something today.
Yeah, it's something else.
Turn around, turn the car around, go get your vitamins, then go to work. You know? Yeah, just making your life easy by supplementation or making sure you have the foods in your cabinet every day, your fridge or freezer, allows you not to miss something. I had some come in this week, osteoporosis. I'm like, sorry. Because what's your lifestyle like? How much do you work out? Not a lot. Do you do lots of walking at least? Not do a lot of walking. Because she eats right, takes supplements, but unless you do the right things so supplements get in your body and retain that supplement, it's not really going to work well. Do enough of everything I'd rather do something a little bit of everything than one thing only. Your body needs everything. Needs that diversity per se. All right? I had to get back to cracks and backs and necks. You guys have a good day. Next month we're talking about what's next month? You're welcome. Next month is simple stretches to move pain. Ta-da. Yes. Ta-da. All right.